here at the Sava Center in St. Louis, Missouri. It's the Stanley Cup Final. I'm Jim Houston here with Craig Simpson. Hang on for Game 2 between the St. Louis Blues and the New York Islanders. St. Louis needs to play this game with a little urgency.
Well, win tonight on home ice, Jim, and they're up 2 games. Lose, and they're right back to where they started.
It's all about playing high-energy, up-tempo hockey.
This is where series are won and lost.
Here's a look at tonight's official.
Jimmy doesn't seem to let the players get away with a lot of hitting.
That's right, but I've also noticed he's a little more lenient on the obstruction calls. All right, now let's get down to center ice for the opening faceoff. Islanders win the draw. He gets hit by Weight.
No shortage of physical play here.
Drake cranks one. Turned aside by DiPietro. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. A delayed penalty call against St. Louis. Lalline gets some wood on it. Tkachuk is going off for interference.
If you don't have position on a guy, interference is a lazy way to make up for it.
New York is about to go on the power play for the first time in this game.
Jim, they've got some good finishers in their lineup, but they like to keep it simple. Point shots with lots of traffic in front.
Into the attacking zone. A shot from the slot by Havanoff. Circling the net. A shot from the slot by Weight.
Not a great shot.
In over the line. He gets shoved by Pronger. One-times it. Brings it out. Over the line. Turned aside by DiPietro. Played across. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. With a one-timer. Lalline shut the door. Brings it out. St. Louis puts its #1 penalty-killing unit out. In over the line. He gets hit by Havanoff.
That's how you stand a guy up.
Rink-wide pass. He gets taken out by Pekka. Lalline covers up for the whistle.
He is one of the best body checkers in the league, and you can see how he explodes through that check.
The ref is signaling for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to St. Louis. Johnson went short. Brings it out. Over the line. Cranked him. That was a heavy hit. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Pass back. Kavasha gets the shot off. Shove.
That was a great check.
Into the attacking zone. Lalline turned it away. Mowed down.
No ducking that one.
New York is 0 for 1 with the man advantage as the penalty expires. In over the line. Pronger rips a shot. He missed. They're making the net smaller this year. It's passed across by Pekka. The Islanders are going to make a full change. Advances the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. Carpet sand controls the puck. Over the blue line. Flattened.
That'll rattle your teeth.
Played up. Into the attacking zone. Great save by DiPietro. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Taken out.
A big, clean hit.
St. Louis Blues are on a line change. He gets hit by Tchaikovsky. Leg save by DiPietro. Big hit.
Great hustle and a great hit.
Offside, St. Louis. It's still tied, 0-0. The players are lining up at the faceoff circle. And the faceoff is won by Pekka. Whips it! Brings it out. Pass to him. He gets run over by Tkachuk. Over the line. Sent flying. Nice hit. Mellenby. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Wrist shot from the right. Saved by DiPietro. Advances the puck. Into the attacking zone. Lalime made the huge save. In over the line. Johnson with a wrist shot. DiPietro turns it aside. Over the line. Bumped by Salvador. In the corner. It's played across by Hamilton. Shove. Played across. Over the blue line. He gets hit by Hammerlick.
Thumped him that time.
Into the attacking zone. Salvador shoulders him. Passed ahead. Brings it out. In over the line. Johnson, wrist shot. In behind. St. Louis Blues are on a line change. End to end. Danton now with the puck. Over the line. Pushed. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Rocked.
That's real action.
Brings it out. In over the line. Delayed penalty call coming up for New York. Great save by DiPietro. Martinek has been nailed for interference.
I think he's a little surprised at getting the 2-minute minor.
St. Louis will try and take advantage of a penalty here.
Well, we haven't seen the power play yet tonight, but we know they're going to be a handful.
They've got great skill on that first. Great scores from upset.
He really rifled that one-timer home.
They say a quick release is more important than accuracy at the NHL level. The goalies won't argue with that one. New York lets one in. That's got to be a disappointment.
They've still got plenty of time to get that one back. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see them tie it up before intermission.
Played over by Tkachuk. Brings it out. Over the line. Knocked down.
What a hit!
Pekka out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Hip checked. Brings it out. Tkachuk now has the puck. Shove. Right in front. He scores, and it's 2-0.
A loose puck after the initial shot led to that goal. Rebounds like that are lethal to a goal.
St. Louis with a 2-goal advantage.
If they can get 1 or 2 more goals before the break, have this game locked up before the second.
Quick shot from the slot by Hunter. Lalime turned him away. In over the line. Over the blue line. Pekka gets checked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets worked over by a coin. Out of their defensive end. He gets laid out by Havanoff. Over the line. He gets roughed up by Karpatsev. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shoved. In over the line. He gets thrashed.
He lands a hard one.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shoved. Across. In front. Play ends as the puck is shot into the crowd. Now, just because he hasn't been a head coach before doesn't mean this guy hasn't been around the game for a long, long time.
No, Jim, Mike Kitchen spent 9 seasons as part of the Toronto Maple Leafs coaching staff before he joined the Blues as an assistant coach in 1998.
Pekka grabbed it. Thrashed.
He took a big hit there.
Over the line. Fires it. DiPietro got a pad on it. And he covers up. DiPietro can really handle the puck.
He gets out of his crease in a hurry and tracks down the dump-ins. Now that's such a huge asset because it forces the other team to try to carry it in.
Islanders win the draw. Over the blue line. The ref indicates a delayed call. Weinrich will get the gate for hooking. New York will get a second chance on the power play here. St. Louis wins the faceoff. In over the line. Laid out.
Full contact.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets checked by Tkachuk.
Nailed him.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Checked.
This is serious.
Advances the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shoved. Right in front. Laline made the brilliant save. Rocked.
You can't hit much harder than that.
Moved ahead by Pronger. Laid out.
That's what you call a big-time hit.
Into the attacking zone. Fires. Blocked by Havanov. Over the line. He gets leveled by Hammerling.
He got his man on that hit.
Looks like the Islanders are getting a penalty. Hammerling gets called for charging.
That's a tough call to make. He did get a good run at him, but I'm not sure I'd have called him for charging.
Face-off won by Bates. Out of their defensive end. It's played up by Salvador. Weinrich leaves the box and turns the play from a 4-on-4 into a power play for his team. Rocked.
That was a huge check.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Knocked down.
That was a tough hit.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Big hit.
Lots of contact there.
In over the line. DiPietro got a leg on it. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Sent flying.
Now that's physical play.
Over the blue line. He gets rocked up by Hunter.
Sent him flying.
Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hit by a coin.
Jim, that's old-time hockey.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Taken out. Brings it out. St. Louis looks concerned. One of their players is down on the ice.
This is a really unfortunate development, Jim. Let's hope that this is the last injury we see.
He's leaving the game to get checked out.
It's better to miss a shift or two than miss a month because you were stubborn.
The ref is ready to drop the puck. Face-off won by Pekka. Passed across. Shoots! There goes the horn as the period comes to an end. 2-0 the score as we head to the break. They're ready to drop the puck for the start of period number 2. The puck is about to be dropped. The faceoff goes to New York. Mowed down. Into the attacking zone. He gets worked over by Niemann. Right in front. Given away by Blake. Hit. Pekka brings it out. Over the blue line. Shove. Hunter shoots the puck. Laline gets the stick on it. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shoots the puck. Goaltender stopped that. Ninema in front. Stick save. Scramble in front of the net. Rocked. It's moved over by Tkachuk. Centers it. Stolen by Pekka. New York is under relentless pressure. In over the line. Right in front. Laline stones him. Over the blue line. Shoots the puck. Goaltender stopped that. Tkachuk scores!
On that one-time blast. I bet the goalie didn't even see it go by.
Islanders get the face-off. He gets shoved by Waite. Into the attacking zone. Run over.
That's good it'll leave a mark.
Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Cranked him. Right in front. Shot quickly by Pekka. Passed ahead. Moved ahead. New York puts its third line out. Over the blue line. Mowed down. Brings it up. Over the line. The door is shut by Laline. Flattened. Goes behind his net. Moved over by Bates. Into the attacking zone. Laline reached out for the puck. Out of their defensive end. Muscled off the puck. That's offside.
He'll be getting up and looking for the number of that truck.
The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. Faceoff won by Pekka. Through center. Big hit.
He really bounced his man with that hit.
Over the blue line. Knocked down. In front. Saved by DiPietro. Played back. Right in front. In front. Weinrich with a weak shot. Steve Sterling joined the Islanders organization after a very successful career as a minor pro hockey coach.
Well, Jim, just before taking on the head coaching duties in New York, Sterling led the Islanders' AHL affiliate in Bridgeport to the Calder Cup final. That earned him Coach of the Year honors.
He gets taken out by Pekka.
Now that was big time.
He gets taken out.
He caught him square on that one.
A lateral pass. In over the line. Shove. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Level. He gets hit by Hunter. Pekka corrals the puck. The Islanders are going to make a full change. Sent flying. Passed over. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Checked. Quick pass up. Brings it out. In over the line. A shot from the slot by Hamilton. Stick save. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Big hit. Shoots the puck. Stick save by DiPietro. Shoots the puck. Goes behind his net. Across. New York under attack in its own end of the ring. He gets run over by McInnes.
He lined him up and lowered the boom.
Moved ahead. Over the line. Saved by DiPietro. Over the blue line. He gets rocked by Havanoff. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets hit by a coin. Shoots it hard. Just wide of the net. Saved by DiPietro. New York makes a line change. Shove. Played across. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Pushed. Over. Shoots the puck. DiPietro gets his stick on it. A lateral pass. Brings it up. Over the blue line. Thrashed. Brings it out. In over the line. Pronger gets shoved.
That was an intimidating blow.
Out of their defensive end. The Islanders are going to make a full change. Knocked him off the puck. Brings it out. Little deep there by Waite. Into the attacking zone. Hit. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets hit by Weinrich. One-times it. Played back. Pass back. He gets roughed up by Millenby. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. A shot from the slot by Vinehandle. Laline covers up. He'll breathe a little easier now that he's on the score sheet with that one assist.
Well, maybe that'll loosen him up a bit. Sometimes that little bit extra confidence is all you need.
They're getting ready for the faceoff. Martins won the draw. Over the line. Run over.
He won't forget that one.
Passed ahead. Brings it out. Moved ahead by Hammerlick. Over the blue line. Pekka gets smoked.
That was a hard check.
In over the line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Johnson shoots the puck. DiPietro reached out for the puck. Over the blue line. Hunter now has the puck. He scores to make it 3-1.
Well, they do get the goal with the extra skater, but I'm not quite sure why they opted to pull the goalie at this point.
The faceoff goes to New York. Pekka gets pushed off the puck. Laline moves out of the goal to play the puck. Mellenby grabbed it, brings it out. In over the line. Bowled over.
That rattled him pretty well.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. New York puts its third line out. Intercepted by Tkachuk. Quick puck movement. Over the line. Mellenby gets dropped.
That one rattled his cage.
Checked. Out of their defensive end. End to end. It's stolen by Pronger. Brings it out. In over the line. Flattened. That hit leveled him. Up through center. Over the blue line. Laline makes the save. And he covers up for the faceoff. Now, you talk about great defensemen in this league, and this guy really makes it all happen at the back end.
Jim, he's like a catalyst out there, consistently feeding forwards with breakthroughs.
Ooh, big hit. Hard wrist shot by Hunter. In front. Turned away. Over the line. With a wrist shot. The shot is blocked by a coin. The Blues go offside. St. Louis is putting on a clinic. They're skating hard, and it's really put them out front in this game.
They've got exceptional talent. They're beating their checks one-on-one, and it's creating chances.
The faceoff goes to New York. Hunter feathered it. Rocked. Brings it out. And there's the horn to end the second. 3-1's the score as we head to the break.
As we start the third period, one team better bring more effort to the ice.
I'll say they're on the verge of getting blown right out. And the faceoff is won by Pekka. Thrashed.
He's a tough guy, but that was a hard hit.
Leveled. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Wrist shot from the wing. Advances the puck out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Laid out. One-time shot. Pad save. Centered. Wrist shot. DiPietro hangs on for the whistle. It didn't take this guy too many tries to put one in the back of the net.
Well, if you want to be valuable to your team's offense, you've got to focus on getting your shot off quickly and as often as you can.
Pekka wins the faceoff. Shove. Brings it out. In over the line. Laline turned it away. Blake. Bumped off the puck. Tkachuk turns it over. Big hit. Hit. Over the line. One-timer. Shot is blocked by Hammerlick. Checked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone with a wrist shot. Centered. Run over. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Turned aside by Lalime. Brings it out. In over the line. It's played across by Bates. Over the line. He gets leveled by Havanoff.
He stops him cold.
Bates shoots the puck. Lalime turns the shot aside. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets checked by Bates.
Stopped him dead in his tracks.
Over the blue line. He gets laid out by Martinek. Brings it out. In over the line. Reinhandel went long. The Islanders are going to make a full change. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. Hit.
Jim, this is an emotional game, but right now the coach has to be feeling the heat for that missed call.
You can see right here the reason for this argument. About to drop the puck. Face-off won by Pekka. Gets rubbed off the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Hunger drops him.
That'll give him some room.
Pekka! Lalim stones him cold. Into the attacking zone. Pekka shoulders him. A shot from the slot by Waite. Saved by DiPietro. Brings it out. Blake in over the line. Right in front. Door slammed shut by DiPietro. Over the line. Missed shot by Hunter. Laline got a leg on it. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. It's played over by Denton. Quick shot by... Oh, he hit the post. In front. Big save. Passed ahead. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Pekka. One-timed by Parrish. Laline turns him away. Over the blue line. Johnson shoots the puck. Rink-wide pass. Over the line. He gets taken out by Yashin. Brings it out. Hunter corrals the puck. Yashin grabbed it. Laline denied him. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Great save. Long pass. In over the line. He gets bowled over by Millenby. It's turned over by Bates. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Checked. Moved up. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Mellenby gets pushed. Moved over by Bates. In over the line. Pushed off the puck. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Played across. Over the blue line. The coin rocks him.
Great timing and great power.
Into the attacking zone. Laline made the brilliant save. He covers up. Sillinger has such quick hands.
And it's not just his shooting. He's great on faceoffs. He can lift your stick and steal the puck before you can make a play.
The faceoff goes to St. Louis. Brings it out. At center. In over the line. DiPietro turns it away. Bowled over. One time. Goaltender stopped that. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Nice little move by Hunter. Move back. Scramble. Center. Laid out.
Now that was a wake-up call.
Quick pass up. Out of their defensive end. Martinek. Into the attacking zone. Right in front. Laline freezes the puck. St. Louis is showing great restraint in this game, Craig. They haven't been baited into stupid penalties, and it's paying dividends for them.
Well, Jim, you're right. Staying out of the penalty box is key if you want to have success at this level.
Islanders get the face-off. The coin grabbed it. In front. Pekka scores! I think he was screened.
Now let's take a look at that one on the replay, Jim. Look at how well he executes the wrister to find the back of the net. What a beauty!
St. Louis is now holding on to a one-goal advantage.
Nothing that a little tough D wouldn't fix. Remember, the clock is running out in the other team's chance.
In the corner. Scramble in front. Brings it out. Over the line. Delayed penalty coming up for New York. DiPietro denies him. The coin has been nailed for charging.
Now, he thought he'd gotten away with it, Instead, he gets a 2-minute minor.
St. Louis has converted once already, and they're getting another power play chance here. Wait, won the draw. Pass back. Wrist shot. Blocked. Moved up. Right in front. Drake shoots the puck into the crowd. The Blues are one of the fastest skating teams in the league, and as a result, they're a tough team to check.
You're bang on, Jim. They always hit the lines with speed. And if you're not ready, they'll fly right past you.
And the faceoff is won by Waite. Cranked him.
He got slammed into on that one.
Into the attacking zone. Passed across. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Knocked down. Out of their defensive end. In over the line. Shoots the puck. Shot blocked by Pronger. Moved ahead. Rocked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Rubbed off the puck by Waite. Big hit. Brings it out. Over the line. Yashin works him over.
He really got his man there.
Behind the net. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Laline made the huge save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Turned away by DiPietro. Long. Savage scores on the power play. Great heads-up play.
He saw the open player and placed the puck right in the sweet spot. The result, a great goal.
New York has to be feeling the pressure.
Now, Jim, the clock's no longer on their side. It's time for a big play.
Pekka with a slap shot blocked. Mellenby. Over the blue line. Right in front. Hunter now has the puck. Brings it out. In over the line. Pekka shoots. Muscled off the puck. The coin grabbed it. Hunter grabbed it. Shove. He gets rocked by Weinrich. Salvador steals the pass. Over. St. Louis Blues are on a line change. Pushed. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Checked. Cranked him. Centering pass. Turned away. Saved by Laline. Moved across. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Checked. In front. One-timer.
A missed opportunity there.
Checked.
This guy scored a goal tonight, and so far he's been key in helping his team press the attack.
That's so true, Craig, and it always gives a player a real morale boost when he's on the score sheet. We're ready for the face-off. Face-off won by Scatchard. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets rocked up by Pronger. Moved over, and that ends this one. New York takes the loss and finds themselves trailing the series by 2 games. From the Savas Center in St. Louis, Missouri, this is Jim Houston with Craig Simpson.
Until next time, take care.
Goodbye.
You